Hello, fellow gunners. Tim here at the Reloading Bench. So, did you think the next video was going to be a casting video? It's not. Alright, guys. Hey, I'm going to talk about the results of the 380. Sorry there's no range footage. I set my camera up, and I actually, with this phone, it has slow motion capabilities. Actually, it's super slow motion. And I had it set up for that, but it actually has to be triggered by motion. So, I got a real good picture of the chat as I was moving the camera. But when I set it up, it never triggered. I don't know if it's where it sets up to where you can't see the viewfinder. So it actually, you have to have somebody viewing to get it to work right. But anyway, let's get past that. I don't have any range footage. So, we loaded the little Mike Treen bullet. $120 grain. Actually dropped out. I think I weighed those at 124. And I was using 5 grains of blue dot. Okay, with the 5 grains of blue dot, I had an average speed of 853, an extreme spread of 66. The fastest speed was my very first shot, and it was 899. So I would say that was probably, and it just gradually slowed down after that. So I would say that was probably my stupid camera. Anyway, I would say that's probably because it was a clean board and then started fouling as it went down. There is something in the board, but I don't think it's lead. I think it's just powder. I haven't really tore it down enough to really look at it. I'll tear it down and clean it. Okay, and then the next one was 2.5 grains of unique. Now, I probably should have loaded that at 3 grains, but I just wanted to dip it and go, and that's where the dipper fell. The average speed on that was 679 with a extreme spread of 58. Okay, and then the next one. Now this one I did go with 3.4 grains of unique, but it was with the other bullet. With the 95 grain Lee, oh, and I need to mention, I did not seat this bullet down far enough. It functioned as a single shot, putting it in the magazine, firing it. It functioned well that way. But when I went to compress them down in the magazine, it wouldn't allow me to push past the nose. So I'll probably back off. If I use blue dot again, I'll probably go maybe 4.8 grains and then seat this bullet a little deeper. That way I can work it in the magazine. But I've just about used up all my little 358 242 Lyman bullets, which is good. We're getting some good. That is so funny. This camera wants to just focus on my face. If I put my head down, it's weird. I don't understand that. Okay, lost my concentration. Stupid phone. Anyway. Oh, so since I have to bring it down, and since the speeds are already above 800, which I'd say with that heavy a bullet and that little cartridge, that's pretty fast. So Speaking of which, I did not see any pressure signs. But I only got half of my casings back. There's a man and his wife beside me, and she was shooting his evil AR, and I didn't want no part of that. She was having fun. I don't know if that camera will focus on that or not. Pretty much. Anyway, there's which ones I did. I am not seeing any pressure signs in any of them, but this is another one of those cartridges that if you see pressure signs in this, it's probably too late. So, there you go. All right. So, where was we? Oh, yeah. Talking about the unique behind the little 95 grain bullet. Now, these bullets in the mold that I had, my 2-cavity that went to pot, it actually dropped small. They averaged 0.354 to 355, which is not bad. And, when I powder coated them, it really didn't make that much of a difference. Actually, now that I think about it, I think that was after powder coating them. I think I had to powder coat them twice to get them above 0.356. But I ordered a new mold, got it in yesterday, and hopefully they'll throw out bigger because I'm really wanting to use that bullet in 38 specials, 9mm, my 380. Okay, so in this 95 grain bullet, I used 3.4 grains of unique, and the average speed was 832. Yeah, 832. So, but with that light of bullet, I would expect that. Actually, I think in a lot of cases they load that up to around 1,000 feet per second. But anyway, it had a good extreme spread of 37. Now, speaking of extreme spreads, I want to just throw this out there. It's more of a question than anything. What is in a handgun cartridge, is a good extreme spread? I went over some of my older data back in the 90s, and I'm seeing somewhere 60 to 80 extreme spread in some of the ones I loaded back then. It's not like rifle where a lot of them are just within 20 or 30 feet of extreme spread. I don't know. I need your thoughts on that, guys. I don't know if I haven't paid enough attention to other people's videos to see where the extreme spread is, or if I haven't seen videos with the extreme spread. Most time it's standard deviation. And okay. Anyway, what's your thoughts on that, guys? All right. Now, the number 4 was, okay, from now on, we're doing the 95 grain bullet, the Lee flat nose. And it was 2.6 grains of bullseye. And the average speed on it was 778 with an extreme spread of 46. All right. And then the next one was tight group. It was 4.2 grains. And the average speed on it was 719 with an extreme spread of 75. And I'll tell you right now, this was my first experience with the tight group. And I don't know if maybe I need to go up in my powder charge or what, but starting to notice some unburnt powder. So that could be why I have extreme spread there. But yeah, I noticed unburnt powder. So I might need to go a little harder with that. And go maybe up to 3 grains maybe. I don't remember what my manual said. I'll have to look that up. But anyway, but that was my results. 719 was the standard speed, or the average speed. All right, number 6. Now we're getting into good stuff. The next load was 2.5 grains of green dot. And the average velocity was 735 with an extreme spread of 78. I didn't like the extreme spread, and I think I'm still having a little bit of unburnt powder. But it seemed like it was more pleasant to shoot than what the others have been. Okay, now load number 7, the next load, was 2.2 grains of red dot. Red dot. I had an average speed of 729, which is slow, and this was at the lower end. I think this was at the start point, but I still, if you've been listening, then most of this was around 730 or something was the average. But anyway, the extreme spread was only 31 on this. And man, I'm telling you, there wasn't any unburnt powder in this. And they just, it wasn't snappy. It was a pleasure to shoot this. It really was. It was really good. Now, here's the last load with the 95 grain Lee flat nose. It was 5 grains blue dot. I only got 2 readings. One was 822 and the other one was 820. That gives me an extreme spread of 2, which is superb. But here's the kick in the pants. I had 3 errors that was in between those 2 readings. And the reason why I had errors, now this is my opinion and I'm pretty sure I'm right. There was so much unburnt powder that I don't think my sensors could see or justify what it was seeing because there was just so much unburnt powder. I mean, it was just spraying unburnt powder everywhere. Still getting pretty good velocities for having that much unburnt powder. But yeah, one time I just tipped the gun up and went like that and shook a bunch of powder out of it. So I would say that bullet's a little too light for blue dots. So that's my readings. The blue dot with both bullets, the 120 grain and the 95 grain, went over 800 feet per second. And like I said, I didn't see any pressure, but like I also said, if you start seeing pressure in this caliber, it could be too late. So definitely don't recommend the blue dot behind the light bullet because don't hold it long enough to burn all the powder. And it might be good for the heavier bullet, but I think I'm going to bring that down. I bring it down to 4.7 grains instead of 5. All right, guys. That's my findings. I don't have any targets because If you guys caught my last video when I was at the range, it was pretty busy, and I was stuck at 50 yards, and I'm pretty sure I couldn't, at 50 yards, hit the broadside of the barn with that little gun. Now, it might surprise me. That thing might be more accurate than my 4-inch Rossi, but that depends on me. And it does have nice sights. I like the sights. All right, guys. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. And I'll catch you in the next video.